episode number 3. And I spoiled it from the second one. Yes, today we are going to talk about the female vocalist this time. I've got my lovely notes right here in front of me. So, last podcast we talked about my top 10 favorite male rock vocalists with brief explanations, and I mentioned that the next one was going to be a continuation, but we were going to talk about my top 10 female rock vocalists. So, because I did one for the boys, I got to do one for the girls, and I actually have to say, finding my favorite top 10 female vocalists was actually harder than the men. I have a lot of male vocalists that I just adore. Their voices are incredible, especially when you're talking about the oldies, right? The metal eras, and a lot of these guys' ranges are so impressive. And it's not to say that for the women there's aren't, because holy crap, they are. There's some real good singers on here I'm really excited to talk about. But for men, typically where their range sits, and then finding that there's quite a few of them that can rock it out of the park, 4 octaves, that's insane. It's insane. But anyways, coming back to this, we're going to talk about female rock vocalists. So, guess who's the first on my list? No surprise to everyone who knows me. Ann Wilson. Ann Wilson from RAITT. That was no questions asked. She was going on top. It's just too damn obvious. Man, the first time I heard RAITT had to have been in my parents' Explorer in 96 or 95. I just remember hearing These Dreams on the radio a lot. Even though that song came out in the 80s, it was still being played frequently. And I remember that particular thing about RAITT. Not that I knew who Ann Wilson was at the time. Obviously, I was way too young. But looking back at that, I'm like, wow, I actually knew that song back then. That's so cool. But when I really dove deep into RAITT, dude, oh god, I was like, wow, so empowered by her voice, by her attitude, by her morals, just who she is all around as a person, right? I could talk about Ann Wilson for hours, but we're just gonna talk about her vocals. She's a freaking powerhouse, man, and seeing her live is the most incredible experience. It's honestly so unreal. Her voice hasn't changed in the least. It's still so strong and so vibrant. She nourishes that so much, and I really, really admire her for that. And she's another vocalist, that has an insane range. It's her, 100%. Love Ann Wilson, man. I love Ann Wilson. Oh, shit. Okay, so number 2 on my list is BENATAR. Yes, and yes.